Let's get social. Come and sew with me. Let's get social. You know it ain't that hard to do. Let's get social.
Hello everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome. Sorry I'm a little late. But I'm happy to be here and I'm happy that you all are joining me. Today we are going to be making a caftan. We're going to be making Simplicity 5628. We're doing view 2, which is the longer version. Hey Dee, hi Shamir. Welcome. So my daughter asked me to make her a caftan, and so I'm going to be making this for her today. We're doing we're using a knit fabric. I showed her like a couple different fabrics, and she thought the knit was going to be the most comfortable for her. So this is the fabric that we're using for her. So this is going to be, as you all know, this is pretty straightforward, but I have a little bit of prep work that I didn't do previously. So the two things that I'm going to do before we just like sew it up really quick is I need to interface the two neck lining pieces. So I have my interface here, and then I just want to serge all the way around because it'll make it easier for me to hem it at the end, because then I'm just going to fold up that little serge piece and just go all the way around. So I'm going to do those two things, and this is probably not the right interfacing. Let me see. I do have some softer interfacing that I might use. But guess what? Oh, maybe it's right here. This is what happens when you have like a cabinet full of stuff. Oh, no, that's not it. No, we're not going to look for it right now. All right, well, we're going to use this one for now and maybe forever. The good thing about this is that the daughter that I'm making it for, she sews, so if there becomes an issue with it, she'll be able to fix it. All right. So I'm just going to interface these two pieces. And I'm doing this the wrong way, the wasteful way, which is I'm laying it out on this interfacing instead of cutting it first, which is probably what I should do. Probably should cut it first. Are y'all working on anything this weekend? Getting ready for Thanksgiving? I will tell you that depending on how I feel, I just got back in town today. I've been gone all week. And I got one more week of travel for the year, and then that's it. But the year is obviously over. So it's not like I'm going to have a lot of weeks of not traveling. But I am looking forward to relaxing all next week. Working on my pattern and my whips. I know that's right. So the other thing I really want to do is I have this Cricut machine that I have used like 2 times. Oh, no, that's right here. And I brought my grandson all these shirts a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I need to. And I bought them for the purposes of, putting some like messaging on there, or whatever. And they're cute. I mean, they're like not cheap shirts. They're like nice, shirts or whatever. But I'm like, if I don't hurry up and do something with it, he ain't going to be able to fit it. So I want to use my Cricut machine because I've not used it. It's just, and I bought when I was like, thought I was going to be obsessed with the Cricut machine. I bought all of this like these accessories and all these. I bought a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I haven't used any of it. I got a whole one of these baskets up here. It's just full of nothing but stuff that is for my Cricut machine. So I am taking some time off the end of the year, and I'm gonna definitely do something with it. But tonight, my plan was, if I feel up to it, to put my Christmas tree up, because I like my tree up for Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people do it the day after, but I like mine to be up on Thanksgiving. So that is my plan for tonight, depending on how I feel. At some point, I'm going to crash because I've just been up all morning. But I had an effortless flight, so that's good. Hey, Sabs. Hey, Soul Style Me. Welcome. Oh, I gotta turn it on first. And so yeah, that's my plan. I bought a new tree this year because the tree I've had it for years. I mean, a long time. It's still good. I'm trying to give it to one of my kids because it's in great shape. But I got a new tree, so I'm just looking forward to putting it up. And I'm doing my theme color is I'm doing burgundy, champagne, and cream for my Christmas tree. So I got all this ribbon and ornaments and stuff to put on my tree. I cannot wait to do it. I'm very excited about doing it. It's going to look so nice. I'm hoping that I haven't opened the tree yet. It's still in the box. Yes, it's an artificial tree because that's all I do. So I'm hoping that it looks as good as my current tree that I have. I'm hoping that it does. It's still a narrow tree. It's just a little bit wider. It's 3 feet wide. My other tree was 2.5 feet wide, 9 feet tall, 2.5 feet wide. So like not huge, but it was so like full. It looked very realistic. So I'm hoping this tree looks just as real as my other tree. I haven't put a tree up in a couple of years. Oh my goodness. I literally, my problem is not putting the tree up. My problem is taking the tree down. Yes, this is our outfit. I mean, I want to put it off both my shoulders, but it won't stay while I'm moving my arms all around. So I just have it off my one shoulder. But I love it's very comfortable. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm wearing this today. Hey, Handmade by T, welcome. So yeah, that's my plan. After I make this for my daughter tonight, to put my tree up, take the tree out the box, start organizing. I'm very organized when it comes to like my ornaments and stuff. But this year I'm making it. I bought all new stuff. I was like, I'm not pulling out. I mean, even though it's easy, I got everything organized, but I just bought new stuff. So it's sitting in boxes in my foyer, and I'm just going to open it up, organize it, take everything out the containers, put it in the storage things, and then I like designs to decorate my tree. Like I put the tree up, then I put out all the ribbons, I put out everything, like so I know where I'm putting everything. Like you would think I'm like the real deal. I'm not. But I just love my tree to look very nice. All right. Do you sewing anything this weekend? Anybody sewing? What y'all working on? So for those that are just joining, we are making a caftan today, which is like, to me, a perfect holiday, especially if you use the right fabric. It's something you could put on after you eat Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner and be cute and comfortable. Like, who doesn't want to be cute and comfortable on Thanksgiving or Christmas? hoping this is not going to be too stiff. It might be, and in which case I'll have to take it off. But luckily I have extra of this fabric, so if I need to just cut another neckband, I can. Almost finished grading it. Yes, that's awesome. Yes, so that will be great, because I would love to be able to do that while I'm off, or at least before I go back to traveling, because that would just make it so much easier. I could take my time and not have to like cram it all into like a day or two. Okay. I should have just cut this one all the way around, and I didn't. Okay, I think this might be okay. I was worried it was going to be too stiff, but I think it's going to be okay. I need to raise this up. Yes, I think this is going to look really cute on her. I think this is going to look really cute. I'm going to, when I make the stitches in the middle, I'm going to do a medium. I'm probably going to have to end up going back in and make it into small because she is pretty small, but I'd rather make it too big than too small. Okay. So this was the front, I think. Yep. That's the front. I was going through my fabric and I was like, I might make one of these for me for Thanksgiving Day. Because I was like, you know how you start going through your fabric, you're like, oh, I have this. So part of me selfishly was like hoping my daughter was not going to pick it. So I was like, if she don't pick it, I might make this for myself. And then another part of me is like, do I really want to use this fabric on a caftan when I could probably use it for something else? Because, you know, the caftans take 2 to 3 yards of fabric, a lot of fabric. Lot of fabric. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut this out. I need to post. I've already figured out all of my patterns that I'm sewing through the end of the year. I just have to post them. But I'm doing a hat one day, one Friday. I'm doing a bag another Friday. I'm doing jeans one Friday. I'm going to prep ahead of time. Trust me. Because we're not going to be here to the crack of dawn. I promise. I promise that. So I'm going to do some prepping, but I'll do everything this weekend. That'll be my goal anyway. All right, let me just press this a little bit more. Make sure this is on here. Good. I actually really like this fabric. D, I would have used this fabric. If I would have found this before I found this, I would have probably used this one to make the Sassy sweatsuit knit. I'm going to make another one. This is so comfortable. Especially in this brush knit. Okay. So that's actually not too bad. It still has the flexibility. I thought it was going to be too stiff, but it is not. So it's going to be good. So I've done this now. That's one. And then the second prep thing that I want to do is I want to serge. I want to serge the entire fabric pieces. All right, let me just move this all out the way. So here is the pattern if you're wondering what we're working on. And surprisingly, this is still available on simplicity.com. I thought it was not being sold anymore. I thought it was outdated. It's still available. I was like, okay. Shocked. All right. So here's a better look at the fabric that she picked. And I'm just going to serge all around the ends to make it easier for me to hem it. If I would have got home early enough, I would have done it ahead of time, but I've been in Kentucky all week. It's cold there. Well, it was just as cold as it was here, so I guess not too bad. It is wintertime, or almost wintertime. Hey, Diane. Welcome. Happy Friday. I'm just doing a little bit of prep work for the caftan that we are going to put together. I'm serging around the edges of the caftan, just to make it easier for me to hem it. All right, very good. I probably should have did different color. I'm doing this in black. It stands out, but you can't see through the fabric, so since I'm turning it under to hem it, you won't be able to see it. This is another year that I wanted to make pajamas for my family. Has anybody ever done that? I have all the patterns, pajama patterns. In fact, I have several. And I'm not going to be able to do it. It's going to just take too much time. It's going to be too stressful. Oh, guess what? I might run out of serger thread. I mean, I have more, but That's what you never want to do. Let's run out of serger thread in the middle of a project. Oh yeah, this is the way to go. Serging this was the right step. I was thinking about like not doing it, and I was like, yeah, this fabric, you know how it curls sometimes. I was like, it's gonna be a nightmare trying to sew this. Let me hem it. Oh, okay. I know you are doing all your prep. Thank you, Diane. The one thing I do like, I've made this particular caftan at least 4 times. And what I do like about it is that it's 4 pieces. It's the front, it's the back, and it's the front neck piece and the back neck piece. That's it. I've made it with, you can make it with all kinds of fabric. I've made it with silky types of fabric. I've made it with knit. I've made it with a silky stretch kind of fabric. And they all fit differently, but they all look nice. So that's the good thing about this pattern. It's easy, but you have options. Definitely beginner friendly. This would have been a good time to really use my cover stitch machine. This would have been a great time for it. This would have been perfect for my cover stitch. But oh well. Because then I wouldn't even had to do the hem. I could have just did the whole bottom in that stitch. It would have been a finishing stitch. So that's my 2026. I got to use my cover stitch machine. I know I said that this year, but I've got to do it. I've got to. All right, we down to the neck. I think that's, yeah, we almost done. Let's pray that the thread, the serger thread, makes it to the end. That we don't have to replace it, because then I got to get my ladder out and get up. Luckily, I know exactly where the serger thread is, so it's not going to be a huge deal to find it. But who wants to do that? Ain't nobody got time for that. one to go. And I'm turning it over this way because I need to mark where I'm going to do my sew lines for the arms. And I want to mark it on the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm turning it on the wrong side. So when I'm ready to do that, I can. So this is the back. And this is the front. All right, I think we might have enough. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hey, Khalees. That's my daughter, y'all, that I'm making this caftan for. It's going to be nice. You're going to like it. You are going to like it. You know what? Serging around this neckline, I think, is also going to be really helpful in making sure that it doesn't stretch out when I'm attaching the interfacing or the interface pieces, the facing. Dee, did you work on your music anymore? So the other thing I'm doing as I'm no, I keep it the same. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm making sure as I'm going under the serger, because this fabric is very stretchy, that I'm not pulling it. Try my very best anyway, because I realize that this is one of those situations where, because I got to line up the front and the back, if one is overly stretched, they're not going to line up. Not a big deal, but I don't want one of them to be like an inch or two shorter than the other. Then I'm going to have to cut that piece off. So I just don't want to have to do that. So yeah. I also thought about using like the spray glue and all that, but I just thought it'll take a little bit more time to hem it with the sewing machine, but I think it'll be easier and neater. I'll use my edge foot and just turn it. I think I'm gonna really like this. can't remember what I originally bought this fabric for because I've had it for a little while, but I like it. I think it's going to be really nice. I'm going to put it on the dress form so you all can see it when I'm finished. All right, so we got 2 more edges to do to serge. It's going to be a little tight, but I think we might be able to make it. I hope we're able to make it. Let's see which one of these is my 8. That's my 12. Okay. I think this is the last edge, and then we will have serged both pieces. Hey, Joshy. How are you? Thank you. Are y'all in the Christmas spirit, in the holiday spirit? Thanksgiving spirit, I guess. I call it all, it's all Christmas to me. Holiday. I think what I'm most excited about is that I'm not going to be traveling for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be spending time with my family. And that has me very excited. I'm not going to be spending any money. So that also has me very excited. Very little money, anyway. Okay, so we have, okay, this is the bottom, this is the top. We have now serged the entire front piece, and now we're going to draw the lines on here that we will eventually use to sew. I'm making sure this thing won't fall off. There we go. I forgot to put my little cuff thing back on. So I'm just lining this up. Then I'm going to lay my pattern over top of it, and I'm going to draw a line on the medium size, because I think my daughter most likely is a small, but I don't want to make it too small, and it's so much easier for me just to add an additional stitch in there so it gives her the fit that she wants than it will be for me to have to take that stitch out. Because this thread will show, I'm using thread that is matching, or that you won't that will be hard to see. It's a little bit distinguishable, but it's not going to be easy to take out if I do need to take it out. Okay, so So now I have it pretty much lined up. And so I am going to transfer. You can't see, I don't know if you can see it, but all right. These lines right here, these 4 lines, one of those, you only have to transfer one of those lines over because that's going to make your arm piece. So your arm will come out through here and this will be like just extra fabric on the other side. But it's like this part will create the kind of um, framing your body, basically, is what this stitch is going to create. So and because I have this inside out, I have the pattern upside, on the wrong side to make sure, because the line is slanted a little bit. So you want the slant to be going in the right direction as well. All right, I think we are good to go. And I'm doing the second line, which is the medium. This one's small. And this one is medium. Use the spread. Where is my this is when you want to pull out your little roller. I don't know what I did. Did with the chalk paper. I did something with it. Put it away when I was cleaning up. And I haven't found it since then. I need to buy some more. Oh well, I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. The way we do it before we had that chalk paper. So I can fold this up. And let me use and again, I'm just using this to help me all right, there we go. And again, I'm making this line so I know exactly where to sew for the arm piece. Perfect. All right, one side down, and I'm gonna do the other side. I guess I really don't probably need to do both sides, but at least this way, if I end up with it on the other side, I don't have to be worried. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure it was lining up with the other side, and it is. Which it should. So all right, we are halfway. We got to do the other side, and then we're ready to sew. All right, front is done. And now we're going to prep the back. We're going to prep this back, and then we will be ready to sew. Let me just make sure this is lined up in the same way the front was. This one. All right, there we go. Let me just. Oh, I did the right one. Okay, I did. I was like, did I do the medium? I did. This is actually working out a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Here we go. The other thing too is, at least this is what I did in the past, when I've had to make mine smaller, it's so you don't have to go back in and draw another line. You just follow the original stitch and just, you know, move in an inch or whatever you decide that you need to make it smaller by. Okay, that's done. And now we just got to flip it to the other side. I don't know if y'all you probably can't see that line, but just line this up. Yep, that's perfect. And here we go. Last little line. I feel like everybody in the sewing community has made this caftan. We was on a caftan hit at one point. This one or one of the other popular ones. I like this one because it's easy. Okay. I think we have done what we needed to do. Okay, so we've drawn both of our lines, our arm lines, stitch lines for our arms. And now, I believe the next thing we're going to do is stitch the front to the back and then stitch the neck pieces together. But let me see which one I'm doing first. I am stitching the front to the back at the shoulder seam. So we are like, we're going to be done so quick. But before I do that, let me actually, I think I want to serge this as well. And I'm not going to, even though you can serge this, I'm actually not going to serge it. I'm going to stitch it. The front to the back. Hopefully I have enough thread. I keep forgetting I'm almost out of thread. It's crazy because I feel like this need to do all this extra because I'm making it for my daughter to make it like polished and finished. I want her to be able to wash it 1,000,000 times and wear it 1,000,000 times without it having any problem. So I feel like these little extras make all the difference. And since this is pretty straightforward, I figure why not do these little finishing touches. All right, one down, one more to go. This is the front. Got to make sure I don't get these mixed up because they do have to go on. Front has to go on the front, back has to go on the back because they are different. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Let's hope. Even if I wanted to serge it, I don't have enough thread. Hey, Tydree. How are you? Everybody's stopping through tonight. I love it. All right, there we go. We made it. We made it. It's literally probably wrapped around the cone like 15 more times. So we definitely cannot sew this together. With the serger, because the serger needs to be rethreaded. Okay, so we have that. We're going to sew the front to the back now. So let me get my regular sewing machine up here. The great thing about that I like about the Bernina is that the plugs are all the same. Well, maybe not all, but for my two machines, so I don't have to pull out two separate plugs unless I'm using both of them, which is great. All right, while I'm waiting for that to come on, I am going to take, this is the back. And I need to mark this in a way so I know it's the back, because I have to be able to put the facing on the right side. So I'm going to put a clip on this, on the neck, to remind me that this is the back. So it's going to be right sides facing each other. And so all this out the way. use these weights to help me hold it down. This feels so big for my daughter who's very petite. I'm doing good, Tydree. I just got back in town. So I'm looking forward to a weekend to recover. I'm going to put my tree up tonight, I hope. I think I am. I'm excited about that because I love my Christmas tree. I love it. It just makes me feel good every time I look at it and see all the colors. And so I'm hoping that I can do that. I'm definitely going to do it before Thanksgiving. And I want my grandson to see it. So I'm excited about that. And it just made me think about, I need to make sure I got some glass bulbs. I didn't think about that. So I'm going to have to put them at the top and put the other stuff, the bows and stuff at the bottom. Because he broke so many of my bulbs last year. So gotta make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay. I feel like this is going to be a cold winter, even though I've been talking to people and they say, no, they don't think it's going to be too bad. I think we're going to get snow. I think we're going to get all the things that, at least that I'm okay with as long as I don't have to travel. I don't mind snow when I don't have to go anywhere. I do not drive in the snow. If I can help myself. I had to do it for years as a nurse when I didn't have a choice. And now that I have a little bit of a choice, more choice than I had back then, I do not drive in the snow. So as I'm pinning this together again, the main thing I'm doing is, in addition to lining up the edges, is making sure I'm not stretching the fabric. Because I don't want, or trying my very best not to stretch the fabric. Let me say that. Because it's almost, to some extent, hard to not. I'm trying not to pull too much. So that it will not, so that everything will line up in the end, like this. Yes. Do you have a real tree? You use a real tree, Tydree? Or artificial tree? I use an artificial tree. So I have use the same tree every year, except for this year I did get a new tree, but a couple weeks ago. But I've had my tree for a long, I'm trying to think of how long I've had it. I feel like I have to go back and do the exact math, but I feel like it's been like 10 years that I've had this tree. So I've gotten my money's worth out of it, and it's still good. I'm trying to give it to my daughter. Are you still on? Who's supposed to be letting me know if she's getting this tree or not? Or my son. Hi, Texas Cannon. Yes. Great to see you. Yes, I'm making this caftan for my daughter. She asked for one. So I'm making this for her. And I'm like, as I think about it, I'm like, caftans are perfect for the holidays because you can eat, you can relax, and depending on what kind you make, you know, this one fits you, like it slims to your body. So you can also look really cute in it, which I love. This is Simplicity 5628. It is still available on simplicity.com. But you know what? I got to remember that I'm pinning this all the way down, but we do not sew this all the way down. I need to look at my instructions now and think about it. Yes, we are not going, we're only going across the top. I don't need to pin this down the sides. But it's good to know that everything matches up. So we're only sewing across the shoulder seam. So even though I pinned it all the way down the side, we're not sewing it all the way down the side. We're only sewing across the shoulder seam. And my seam allowance is 5/8. Yep, 5/8 is what I'm doing across the shoulder seams. All right, here goes nothing. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have any thread in there. I'm about to sew without thread. Forgot I took it out. Okay. Now we're ready. Now we're ready to sew. 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, stitching across the top two shoulder seams. Right sides facing. You said that was your first caftan that you made. You know what? I think this was actually my first caftan that I made too. I made another one. I didn't like it the same. It was too, it didn't, I like for my clothes to be a little fitted, at least in certain areas. And it wasn't fitted. And I was like, oh, I don't like it. This is not your grandmother's caftan. Just do this side again. I'm just back stitching a little bit. And then we're going to do the other side. What time is it? Oh yeah, we should be. This is it's well. That's right. We started a little bit late, so we're making good time. We started about 15 minutes late. All right, there's the last little piece. And then I'm gonna do a little backspace. Okay. There's my. I left the weights in here. All right, now we are putting on our facing pieces, but we have to put them front to back. I mean, we have to sew them together first, so I need to mark them to make sure I don't have any problems. So this is the front, so I'm gonna put a little F for the front. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna sew them together, so we're gonna put them right sides facing. Oh, do I have to sew? I have to stitch this. Okay, they want us to do a so we're going to put them together, right sides facing. Then they want us to do a stitch all the way around. So they want us to have a finish. They want us to finish this. Okay, so first things first. 5/8 of an inch. All right, same thing on this side. And then I'm going to press this. I forgot about this part, this step. So I'm going to press this and then I'm going to do a stitch all the way around 1/4 inch from the edge. And then I'm going to fold it under, press it, and then stitch it again, like do an edge stitch. But first things first is, now wait for that to heat up a little bit. hanging in there. We are almost done. Oops. Didn't mean to overfill that. Okay. So now I'm going to press this. There's that. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Pressing those seams open. Alright, there we go. Those two are done. And now I am going to, so I don't accidentally burn myself. And actually, I don't even think I need to do that. I think I can just press around because I have this, I serged, and that's about the same as 1/4. So I think I can just fold it under and just stitch it. Maybe I'll just press it and fold it. Now let me make sure it's only on the outside. And then they also want us to do a stay stitch on the inside. I forgot about these little technical things they want us to do. But I'm skipping the step of making the stitch 1/4 because I have this serge stitch all the way around, and that is going to give me the same benefit. So I'm just going to press it. I'm just going to press it around. That's going pretty smooth. So the steps that we have left are to do a finished edge stitch all the way around. And then attach this to, attach it to the, attach the facing to the neck line, or to the neck opening. And then just stitch the arm pieces. And that will be it. I don't even know. I probably could have skipped this step altogether, but it's okay. And the only reason why I say that is because I already serged it, so it has like a finish on it. The only reason why is I want to do this because I serged it with black, and black is not exactly a complementary color for this fabric. So, I mean, I guess it could be. It's got grays in it, blues, charcoals. So, yeah. It could have, it's not bad. It's not like I'm doing purple or something. But I think it'll look better if it wasn't showing. should have not been lazy and got the change the serger thread to a gray or a cream or off-white. Then I would feel less compelled to do it, to do the edge stitch. But it's all good. It's definitely turning over very easily. And I definitely feel like serging it made it that easy. All right, just clip this down. Help hold the little fold in place. And then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and do this edge stitch. All right, here we go. One, two, maybe three. Here we go. So far, so good. It's turning out good. This is going to have a very nice finish look to it. Halfway done. Last little bit. Back stitch, and we're done. Oh, that looks so good. You can't see it, but can you see it? It looks really good. Okay, now I'm going to do the stay stitch on the inside. And the main thing about the stay stitch is you want to go in one direction. Let me make sure that's what they're saying. I think that's what they're supposed to do. Yes. So you're going to go in the front, down, from the shoulder down, and then in the back, from the shoulder back into the middle. So I don't remember which one is the front, which one is the back. Where's the little mark at? Okay, here we go. This is the front. All right, now I'm doing this way. I'm going exactly the other way. All right, one side done. And now I'm doing the other side, same thing. And now I'm doing the last little bit. All right, stay stitches done, edge stitches done, and now, yes, now we are attaching it to our neckline. I just got to go back and figure out which one is my front and which one is my back. Okay, here we go. So this is the front. Click on this so I don't have to keep looking every 5 seconds. Yes, so this is the front. And now I can't remember whether this was the front or the back. Of course I can't. Now I gotta check. I think this was the back, but I think this was the back. This is kind of my halfway way to check. Oh, now you know what? It's this. It'll be, nope, it'll be this one. So this might be the front. Nope, this is the back. See, this is the problem with, I should have marked it better. Because now I can't tell which one's the front, which one's the back. I think this is the back. We're going to try to match this up, and here we go. All right, so which one is the front? This is the front. This is the back. So we're going to line the seam allowance with the seam allowance. And I'm actually going to use pens. Here we go. I'm going to use pens to make sure this doesn't move. So I like to match up both sides first. And then the middles, and then we're going to sew it on. And hopefully I got it right and I don't have any problems. Mm. This is what happens. It's time for me to get rid of some of these pens. They're dull. It should never take that much effort to pierce through something this thin. Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about it. Like I got it lined up pretty good. Long as I don't stretch it. Oh shoot, I'm putting it on the wrong way. So that's the other thing. Right sides facing is doing wrong. Or wrong. Oh, it is going to go right sides facing, and then we're going to push it to the inside. So let me turn this over. But I did that before I pinned that whole thing. Okay, here we go. Now, which one was the front? This is the front. And hopefully, is that right? No, this way. Yes, okay. So I have my caftan on the right side, and I am pinning my neck facing to the right sides facing. Pinning the shoulder seams first. And then I'm going to fill everything else in. The little tricky part for me is I kind of got mixed up between the back and the front, which I knew was going to happen. My best efforts to not get mixed up did not work, but I think I've got it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like this is good. Maybe. No. All right, I think I could turn it around because the other way fit a little bit better. There we go. All right. Yes, I think this is it. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely fitting better. Again, this is where not stretching it is going to be, if you stretch this, it is not going to fit. And it's so easy to stretch it. So easy. Okay, so that is fitting. And now we're going to do this side. And you also have to be really careful because, you know, the facing is interfaced, so it takes the stretch out of it. So, and there's no zipper to this. So this thing has got to be able to get over your head. Otherwise, you have to take the facing off. That would be your only solution, which, you know, can be done. It can definitely be done. All right, see, this one, see, it's a little stretched, but we're going to figure it out. I'm stretching my facing a little bit as much as I can, because it's probably like a half an inch too, it's like a half an inch too small. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. There we go. I got it. Yep, there we go. All right, it fit. All right, I'm going to sew my facing on, and then I'm going to turn it to the inside, press it, and then we're going to put the arms, we're going to put our stitch line on our arms, and I'm going to put it in a dress form for you so you can see it. And then I will hem it offline. Hem the bottom, the sides offline. All right, here we go. Just making sure that my seam is open. I hate when the seams are all balled up underneath. So I'm making sure my seam is completely open. And I'm sewing this at 5/8, by the way. Come on. Try to make sure everything is lined up. Okay, here we go. I think we're good. And again, you just got to make sure as you're doing this that you don't stretch it, because it will, if you're using a knit, it will stretch. All right, so far so good. I appreciate all the positive energy. I can feel it, like y'all are sending my way. All right, now we're at the halfway point. So I'm just opening up my second seam. Oops. almost there. Last little bit. Oops. And a backspace. Yay, there we go. We got it. It wasn't overly stretched. It seems to be lined up. Now we're just going to press it to the inside. It's looking good. It's looking pretty good, y'all. Just finger pressing it first to the inside, then I'm going to use the iron. Because y'all know how circular things are. They just don't always go the way we want them to go. Okay. So let me just put some heat on this. I might even do a top stitch later just to make sure it stays, or under stitch maybe. That's probably the better option. But for now, we're going to press it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do either an understitch or a top stitch to make sure this stays in place. And it probably tells me to do that anyway. I can't remember from when I made it before, if I did it on my own or if it tells me, but it seems like that would be the right thing to make sure it stays. All right, I'm gonna try this. Try to iron it all at the same time. Not just laying it on top of each other. And making sure it's all lined up since I pressed some of the bulk out already. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, hot. All right, let's try this side. Okay. see that, but that is the finished. But I do feel like if I do not iron this or put a understitch or a top stitch in here, probably maybe even both, that that flap will not stay still. So I am going to do one or the other or both just to make sure. But it looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks really good. Okay, so that brings us to what is going to be our last step, which is to put our stitch lines in. And guess what? My memory is horrible. I drew all those lines on the wrong side, and you have to have them on the right side. But guess what we're not going to do? We're not going to redraw them. We are going to, let me see, improvise. We are going to improvise. Let me see. Okay, I can see the line on one side. I can see it, so I'm going to try to line this up, pin, and stitch it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Yeah, I can see the line. So the key is going to be making sure that this is lined up. Problem is I can't see it when I don't hold it up. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, I can actually see the line. So just got to make sure this is lined up on both sides. Oh yeah, okay, that's gonna work. So I'm just basically sticking a pin through where the line is, through both pieces of fabric. Making sure that they're lined up. This is the beginning. Where is the end? Here's the piece. The good news is we only have to do this one time. I mean, 2 times, one on each arm. Okay, here we go. So it keeps coming down even more. So this is the tricky part, making sure this all stays lined up. Let me see how far this thing goes down. Okay, it stops right here. Okay, I think I have my line. Just all right, one. All right, that's good. Okay. And I think, oops, I think I am going to draw the line just because it will make it easier and I don't have to worry about moving these pins. All right, there we go. Now this is going to be tricky when trying to get it through the sewing machine, which is why I pinned it also. So hopefully that will help me since I don't have a wide flat surface. Okay, there's that. So let's get this first one done. And then we just have one more side to go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, definitely drawing the line is helpful because the pins, I need to remove them, and that's going to interfere with where I'm seeing the line. But the pins do help it all stay in place. Okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. This is great. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to do a back stitch as well. This is it. All right. Oh, my thread broke. Of course it did. Right at the end. All right, just got to do a little back stitch here. And then we'll be done this side, and then we just got to do the other side. All right. So let me just get my needle in the right place. Why is that happening? Something is happening where my thread keeps breaking. All right, let's figure this out. Of course, it happened right at the end. We're almost done. Just re-thread this. It underneath here, make sure nothing is going on there. And there is. There is. Let me just get this little piece of thread out because I don't know if that's what's causing the problem, but since I see it, I can just get it out. All right, I think that's good. All right, I'm rethreading everything. Let's see. Oops. Come on now. There we go. All right, now let me look at this again and see what do I need to do. Okay, that's all sewn, that's all sewn. Is this sewn? It is sewn. Okay, that's sewn too. All right, I think we're actually done on that side. All right, now we just have to do the other side the same way, and hopefully we don't have any problems. Hopefully we don't have any problems, and we're going to be able to just do this, stitch this line real quick, and then we'll be done. And I'm going to put it on a dress form so you can see, even though I know you all probably know this one, but we'll do that anyway, just so you can see. All right, let me just line this up. Okay, now I can see the line. So I'm actually going to just draw the line because I can see it very clear. I guess this side was a little darker than the other one because this is easy. I can see it. Let me just make sure I got the whole line. Yep. Okay, that's perfect. And I'm going to just stick a couple of pins in here, like I did on the other side, just to make sure it all stays lined. And then we're going to put it through the sewing machine. Almost done. We are down to the wire. Okay. Here we go. Back space, back stitch, boom, there finished it. All right, let me take these pins out and I'm going to put it on my dress form. Okay. And let me put this down. So you can see, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put this caftan on the dress form so that you're going to be able to see it. You won't get a real feel for it because I don't have full arms for my dress forms, but you will get a little bit of a feel. All right, let me just make sure I have all the pins out. Yep, they are out. So the last finishing touches that I'll do before I give this to my daughter is I'm going to understitch the neck facing, and then I'm going to stitch all of the, I'm going to do a hem all the border of the entire dress. That's it. Those are the last things that I'll do. They'll probably take me like 30 minutes, I imagine. If I have to take the pants off, I will, so you could get a real feel for it. But I think you might be able to get a feel. Now, of course, the dress form doesn't have the shape of a real human being, so you're not getting that part of it. But this is going to be fitted to her body. Now I'll pull the pants down so you can see. Just in case. I don't know if it's giving us any extra bulk, but let me put the arms back on. There's little mini arms. But you can see right here, this is where the stitch that we put in place, it goes from here. So her arm will come out this part here. And this will kind of grip the side of her body. I may need to bring it in a little bit. Like I said, she's petite, so this still might be big on her, because she is so petite. But we started with the medium, and if I need to go back in and make it a small, I can. But this is this is roughly how it is going to look. And it's going to come all the way down. So she's 5'2", which is my height. So this is going to come all the way down on her. But yeah, this is it. And like I said, this dress form doesn't have any shape. I should have put on my size 12. You probably would have been able to see a little bit more. I have an 8 and a 12. This is an 8. And I thought the 12 might be too big to get it on. But you can kind of get a feel for it. So that is it. That is the finished look. This will be the finished look. I will do, like I said, I'll do the hemming around the bottoms and the edges. And I'm going to do an understitch around the neckline to make sure that the facing stays down, because I definitely feel like it will come up if I don't do an understitch. But it's staying down now, but I think once you wash it, I think it's going to come up. So that is it. Hey, Lisa! How are you? Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Diane. Yes, I think she's going to really like it. I'm glad she picked this fabric. I definitely think it's her, it's her vibe. Um, and like I said, it's going to have a fitted look to it. So it's not going to be like, you know, kind of just draped on her. It will fit on her really nice, I think. So anyway, that is our caftan. Thanks, Sebs. That's our caftan. Thank y'all for hanging in there while we sewed this caftan. I guess my daughter must have checked out because she worked today. She got off at 7. So she probably is asleep, but I'm going to send her a picture and be like, this is it. And she'll need to come and try it on so I'll know whether I need to take it in anymore. But if I did have to take it in, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what it would look like, it would basically be, can you see that? Like how the ends, that's how it's going to fit her if I take it in anymore. If I make that line, closer to her body, it's going to fit her body, and then the arms will be kind of like out like this. So I think it's super cute. I really like it. So anyway, thank y'all for hanging in there. Thank y'all. Hey, Chris. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I made this for my daughter. She asked me to make it. So now she has her very own caftan. So yeah, thank y'all again. And I will see y'all next Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving. Yes, I will be on. I think we're making something easy again. So easy, y'all know, is 2 hours for me. But I think we're making a hat. I think that's what we're making. Like a wool or over the ear hat. Not a full hat, like over the ear. I think that's what we're making. Something easy, something simple, stash buster kind of thing. So I think that's what we're doing next week. So anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, because I won't see you until after that. So yeah, thank y'all so much for hanging in there. And I will let y'all know when we get on next week whether my daughter loved her caftan. All right, bye everyone.